2000, a year that brought in a lot of interesting conversations, also brought around this kit, the Zaku 3 AMX-011, number 14 in the series. Here we are going to go through this build. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this works out for us. And I'm really interested to see how you like this kit, if you've built it already or if you plan on building it yourself. So let's go ahead and get into it and see how this goes. Okay, so we're building the Zaku 3, and I'm going to start with the leg. Looking at the kit here and looking at how this all builds out, it looks like it'll actually be pretty quick. It is a kit from the year 2000, so it is. It doesn't look incredibly complicated, but these polycaps, I can now, after building the Gundam EX, I can see why they stopped using them. They're kind of a pain in the ass to work with. So I'm a little spoiled now that I built the Gundam EX high grade. It was actually quite good. And building a kit from the year 2000 just seems like it's not up to the same standard. It's quite different, but I like the way this kit looks. When I bought it, when I saw it online, I've got this thing for Zaku kits, and I wanted to go ahead and to continue building them. And you know, I'm not upset that I bought this one at all. It is a little bit of a piece of work to get some of the stuff on there, but I mean, really, it's not that bad. It's just a little bit of elbow grease to kind of get those pieces to fit where they're supposed to. Not too bad. But anyway, getting back to the point, you know, I buy these Zakus because I like them. I think they're good kits. I think they have an interesting look. I think personally the Chinese knockoffs have a better look to them than these do. I really think that the Chinese knockoffs are much better kits overall, better looking kits, should I say. There seems to be a lot more detail in them. So, but I could tell you that the quality of those kits is nowhere near as good, even on a kit compared to this age. Since this came out in the year 2000, we're looking at, what, 25 years now? It's, you know, it's clearly an older kit. But it actually builds up pretty nice, especially for what I would perceive now as a much bigger high grade, based off of what I was able to put together when looking at this kit. It is a much bigger high grade. So you get this piece in there like that. Okay, so that's done. Now I figured when I was doing this earlier on the first leg I built, as you know, I like to build the arms and legs. I like to build them separately, one off camera, one on camera, so that way I can kind of get an idea of how it goes. This goes on here like this. I had some issues with this piece earlier because what's supposed to happen is it's supposed to flip here. I'm supposed to put that on, it's supposed to be able to flip, but it for some reason it didn't do that. I'm not sure why, but then I manipulated it enough to where it did go. Again, not sure why it's not working now, but it took me a little while for this one to work on the other kit, or the other leg. There it goes. Just got to get it in there right way. Then you put it on here like this, and there's a leg, 2 legs. Now I want to show y'all something. this high grade isn't standing upright completely. It does have bent legs, but look at the size comparison. This kit's from 2006. This kit's from 2000. You can, you can tell that this is going to be standing a little taller than this Gym Striker. So I'm curious how much taller it's going to stand against the Zaku 2 that I built that I got to pull out of my garage. So let's continue going on and see how big this thing actually gets once it's all done. So anyway, let's go and move on. Okay, so I'm going to go to the arms here. As you know, I do go ahead and build one to make sure I kind of get a feel of how it goes. It's a pretty big arm for high grade, so I'm kind of curious how this whole thing is going to build out when it's done, or how big it's going to be when it's done. It makes me want to order some bigger high grade kits to see how absurd this gets. So let's go ahead and get into building the rest of this thing because I want to get this done and get this out. I didn't realize how quick this would come together, so I'm going to be able to get the video out a lot sooner than anticipated. Which, well, not sooner, but on time. It has been a pretty crazy week, especially at work. Trying to get a lot of things accomplished and done, and I've been coming home a lot more tired lately. So I've just taken a step back a little bit. There we go. That didn't fit right for a second. You know, I set this thing to the right settings for autofocus. It's just being a pain in the ass. Anywho, so we're going to put that in there. And we're going to get that in there. Just knock that out. So we'll just get that done. And I made a mistake. I got ahead of myself and I made a mistake. You're not supposed to use these separators here where these are all I got right now. I will get different ones. These are metal, so they will tear into the plastic. So just word for warning, when you buy cheap toolkits, they do come with not the greatest of tools, and they could tear up your plastic kits. So that's better. Okay, so just be careful. Do not cheap out when you buy these kits or toolkits. If you do buy a toolkit, make sure you buy something decent. So this was a very interesting piece. Trying to get this together, or trying to figure out how this goes. I think if I read the instructions correctly, this goes like this. There's one of my dogs being loud as always. They just are. It goes like this, and this goes like that, like this, and this goes here. I think I got a neighbor that comes from my backyard a little too often, and my dogs get a little crazy about it. So that goes in like so, and then this goes in like that. And then here we go. We have the hand. Just like that. So not too bad. That was pretty quick. This so far has been a pretty quick high grade build. I'm surprised. I'm going to do a detailed review of this after it's done, but there you go. Cool. Let's go and get on to the next part. All right, and we are in the home stretch of this kit building process for the Zaku 3. So I want to go ahead and get that process started and get this kit built. So we're going to go ahead and just plow through this part. You can see that I went ahead and put some of these pieces together already, just for the sake of getting that done. I wanted to go ahead and build this out as quick as possible because I forgot that I had things to do today. As always, I've got things to do. So while we build this out, I want to go ahead and let you know that I finally have a new computer on the way. It's not something I built, although I probably should have, but I didn't. I decided to go and get myself a pre-built from Zydak, and I found it online with a Ryzen 9. It's a little older. It's not new by any stretch, but it's a little older. But it's got a Ryzen 9 5900X in it. It's also got a AMD 6800 XT, 32 gigs of RAM, a terabyte SSD. So the thing's pretty well equipped, right? It's going to be able to handle the video workload I put on this thing, as compared to the current 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro that I've got. That is quite literally showing its age. I do probably intend on keeping the MacBook Pro, now that I think about it, just because there are certain things that I do for work and outside organizations that I'm part of that require me to be mobile, and I'm going to need something, so I'm going to ultimately probably end up keeping that. So I'm going to have 2 computers. Again, it's been a while since I've done a 2-computer setup, but I think it is. I think in the case of it, what I'm using this for, it's warranted. And I'm actually quite excited. I'm actually very excited to get this in. At first I was a little hesitant to build a new computer. I was hesitant to buy a new computer. So just honestly, the idea of spending money on this stuff just, it bothers me some. So I try to avoid it if I can. Even though I've been building PCs my whole life, it's just something that I've always, the cost that you inherit with this is just, sometimes it's just astronomical. It can get incredibly expensive. So I just try to not spend as much on these things as I can. I try to get them at a deal. Unfortunately, sometimes you don't have much of an option but to spend the full amount on these computers. So I got pretty lucky, I would say, to find the deal that I did on it. I think I paid like $690, $680 for it, something like that. It's pretty good for what it is. So I'm pretty happy with the result here, or the result of purchasing it, should I say? The result of this kit, on the other hand, is yes, I'm happy that I built this. I'm happy that it's getting done. I'm a little surprised at how big this sucker is, but it's okay. It's definitely okay. I went into building this kit knowing full well that this is going to be one of those that is a little older. It's the expectations were, probably help if I put this thing together right. In all honesty, I mean, good grief. But yeah, I went into this kit build knowing full well that it was older. It was going to take a little bit of work. It was going to not be to the standard of the one I just built recently. But I was, honestly, I was okay with that. I really was. I just wanted to see what that would look like and how this would build out. And so far, it's not too bad. It's pretty good. It was a quick build, surprisingly. But these older kits shouldn't really surprise me in that fact. So here we are. We've got basically the whole thing done, minus the the weapons. But you know, while I'm sitting here, let's go and put this thing together and finish it out, because you know we're at that point anyway. Probably should put the legs on before you put the skirts on, but you know, no big deal. It's real slippery plastic, so you can just kind of force it in there and get it in there. So get the legs in there. This is going to be a big kit. Get that in there like so. Put the head on like that. Put the arm on like so. Put the other arm on like so. This is probably the biggest high grade I've built thus far. I know for some of y'all, it is not the biggest high grade y'all have built, but for me, this is the biggest high grade I've built so far. I do fully intend to go and buy the bigger ones and build them out, but man, this thing is chunky. It is absolutely chunky, but I like it. It has, you know, it's an older kit. You get what you know. It is what you'd expect, but you put it up next to this high grade Zaku 2, and there's a substantial difference in size. I'm missing a piece there. I know where it's at. I just haven't put it on yet, but I'll put it on. But yeah, look at that. That is incredible. I think the piece I'm missing is actually right over here on this runner. And where's my nippers? For y'all who may be watching this, I chose to not do any sanding on this kit because I know that there it goes. I know that I'm not going to do any crazy customizations to this thing. I'm not going to do a lot with it. I'm going to probably panel line it and then matte varnish it and be done with it. Maybe even that. I just wanted to build it to see what it looked like. But like the Zaku, I didn't do a whole lot with the Zaku 2 either. But you know, this turned out pretty well. I'm impressed. But like I said, I'm gonna build a review on this. I want to put together and get done. There are some things I have to say about it, good and bad. But for a kit from 2020, or not 2020, the year 2000, not too shabby. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoy this video. Again, before I go, we are doing the giveaway at 500 for the Sinanju Stein. I'm actually going to, instead of waiting to get that, I'm going to go ahead and order two. I'm going to go to order one for myself, even though I've got the red one. And I'm going to order one for, I wouldn't say the backlog, but to hold in stock for whenever we hit that 500. I can go and ship that out to the individual who wins it or hand it to them in person. And so if you're wanting to get your hands on a master grade such as that, please subscribe and like the channel. And hopefully you're the lucky winner at 500. So anyway, I want to get to the build review of this kit. And I hope y'all keep on watching. I'll see y'all later, guys.